This is Laurelwood. I'll tell you what you need to know about this great Waterloo neighborhood starting right now. Hey, it's Andrew Shackleton, Kitchener-Waterloo real estate broker, Drew at home.com. Laurelwood. This is a West End Waterloo neighborhood that covers a huge area. If you look on a map, you'll see it's kind of T-shaped. Your eastern boundary to the north would be the Conservation Meadows suburb of this neighborhood, and the northern boundary kind of runs along Benjamin Road all the way out past the village of Erbsville and out to Wilmot Line. Boundary heads south down to Wyman before heading back to Erbsville Road, where it runs down to the bottom of this neighborhood at Columbia. Your eastern boundary is going to be Fischer, Hallman, Beringer, and then Westmount Road. So as I said, you can see on the map, it's T-shaped. Now getting around this neighborhood, depending on where you live, can be easy or a little bit more difficult. For public transit, for example, there's absolutely no bus routes at all in the northeast corner where Erbsville is. There just isn't. Conservation Meadows, that's got one bus route running in it, and of course there's bus routes down Northfield as well. To the south, Laurelwood proper, I guess you'd call it, down by Columbia, you've got three bus routes there on along Laurelwood, along Erbsville, and then along Columbia. So depending on where you live, public transit's not bad. And kind of the same thing you'd say for car traffic as well. If you're trying to get to the expressway, for example, and you're out in Erbsville, that's going to be a bit of a jaunt. I'd say honestly, 401 from Erbsville is going to be a solid half hour. If you're living in Conservation Meadows though, that's where I'm filming, expressway is just down Northfield. From this portion of Laurelwood, you could hit the 401 probably in 20 minutes, maybe 25 on a bad day. For the southern portion of Laurelwood, getting to the expressway, you got a bunch of different choices. You could take Ira Needles, you could take Fischer Hallman, you could take Herb Street, you could take Columbia, and I'd say you're looking at 25 minutes typically to get to the 401 from the southern portions of the neighborhood, so really not that bad at all. Now, let's talk about things to do here in Laurelwood. Well, the one thing, the big draw for this neighborhood, of course, has got to be Laurel Creek Conservation Area. It's a huge wetland. They've got a natural preserve. There's day camping. There's overnight camping in here. There's trails galore. If you've got little kids, for example, coming out to Laurel Creek, you could literally spend the entire day and they would be very, very happy. Other things in this neighborhood. Well, you want to go shopping. Boardwalk just to the south. Tons and tons of great shops in there. There's a little golf course not far off of that. You've got golf at Westmount Golf and Country Club. And then over on the east side of the city, you've got golf at Gray Silo as well. And talking about things to do, if you've got kids into athletics, Rim Park, that's definitely where you want to go. They've got, organized, they've got soccer, I think they've got hockey, they've got basketball, they've got volleyball. I mean, sports is covered there. A little bit closer to home, if you want the gym for yourself in the Laurelwood neighborhood, there's the Stork Family YMCA. That's right on the boundary. It's like right in the neighborhood, more or less. And then, of course, there's another gym down at the boardwalk as well. So, you've got that covered too. Other things you can do to get out and about. You've got the village of St. Jacobs and the St. Jacobs Farmers Market. It's very close to the Conservation Meadows portion of this neighborhood. Super close, and both places are a great way to spend the day. You could even hit, of course, the Uptown Waterloo, Conestoga Mall. You're close to those as well. So really, no shortage of things to do really here in Laurelwood. Now, let's talk about food choice. Well, you've got a ton of stores. This neighborhood's not short on grocery stores at all. You've got in the northeast end, you've got that Sobeys on Northfield. You've got the Walmart up at the St. Jacobs Farmers Market. You've got the St. Jacobs Farmers Market too, of course. There's a Food Basics on Laurelwood Drive. You've got that Sobeys on Columbia. You've got the Zehrs on Fischer, Hallman, and Herb. You've got the Costco just to the west of the Clare Hills neighborhood. You've got the Walmart that's in the boardwalk. And lastly, there's another Sobeys down on Ira Needles just to the south of boardwalk. So really no shortage of groceries in this neighborhood either. Okay, how about your schools? Well, one thing I got to say, I'm going to ramble all these off. I hope I don't forget any because it's a really big area. So you've got several different schools depending on where you live within this neighborhood. I'll start with the easy ones first. For your Catholic board, for the little guys, it's going to be St. Nicholas. For your high school, it's going to be Resurrection. That's down on University. Now I'm going to try the public board. So you've got Laurelwood, you've got Abraham Erb, you've got N.A. McEachern, you've got McGregor, you've got North Lake. I think I got them. And then your high school is Laurel Heights, and your other high school is WCI. So it's really important you check on, use the mapping tool I've got on my website to make sure you know which schools your kids are going to, because this is a great big neighborhood. Okay, now let's talk about the housing here in Laurelwood. Well, it's a newish neighborhood. Parts of it are almost still brand new, but they started developing in this neighborhood 1989, 1988, somewhere around there. The older portions of Laurelwood would be to the south of Laurelwood Drive, and that was pretty much from, like I say, the late 80s into the early 2000s. You go north of Laurelwood Drive, 2000 plus, almost to the current day. That's also true over in the Conservation Meadows chunk of this neighborhood. That's by Westmount Road and Conservation Drive. That stuff is going to be 1995 almost to the present day as well. Now, if you're going out to the village of Erbsville, you've got properties in there that are century plus stuff in there that's brand new. So real wide range of property ages here in Laurelwood. And I can tell you, as you can see by the vacant land behind me, they're not done developing here. There's no question there's going to be more new builds coming in. There's a lot of vacant land here that is just waiting to be infilled. So Laurelwood really, it's got a huge range, and definitely you'll be able to buy something brand new even right now. Now, talking about housing affordability, styles, that kind of stuff, most of what you're going to find in Laurelwood is going to be single detached homes. They do have some townhouses and semis. It's a smaller chunk of them. Not a whole lot in the way of condos. It's definitely a suburban neighborhood. You've got a fairly broad range of affordability too, from your townhouses, starter homes, and to some really higher end homes as well. It's got a bit of everything. Definitely more of an upscale feel in this neighborhood, no question about it. Anyways, that's Laurelwood. If you're looking to buy somewhere in the west end of Waterloo, this is definitely a neighborhood you should check out. Thanks so much for watching this video, and have yourself an awesome day.